quiet here right now. It is quiet. I don't know what's going on with everybody, but it is quiet and I don't like it. It's kind of spooky. It's spooky ooky. I don't like it a lot. So, and the neighbor didn't come by tonight. Thank goodness, because honestly, earlier, after I finished the video earlier, I went inside. I started sweeping and mopping. I had already done the bathrooms. And I didn't get to finish till 7. And then I still had to do the dishes. And I was like, ah. But while I was doing all that, I was trying my hardest to listen to some old stuff on Jeffery Dahmer, which is the subject that I wanted to talk about tonight. Why? Because I watched the drama series on Netflix again. And from there, I ran into a channel on YouTube. I'm not sure if I want to share the channel name. Because, again, as I said earlier, I didn't even know how to feel about it. It was just so strange. So, this girl, I don't know how old she is. I went back to her very first video to try to figure out a little bit about her. I know she wrote a book about Jeffrey Dahmer, reframed, she said, and she calls it Autistic Abyss. Now, her saying that kind of gives me the impression that maybe she thought he had autism. And I'll get to that in a minute, okay? But she made it clear that she does not, I don't remember her exact words, but she made it clear that she does not condone what he did to his victims. However, she does say that she has a very strong connection to Jeff, and that's how she refers to him. Not Jeffrey Dahmer, not Jeffrey, Jeff. And well, to me that kind of sounds really, I don't know, y'all are gonna think I'm crazy, but it sounds a bit intimate to call him Jeff. It sounds too, maybe intimate. It's not the right. Well, you know, the only reason I say intimate is because of the way she described this connection with him. Apparently, she watched the drama series as well, the one on Netflix. And after that, she said that she started feeling like little subtle ways that he was trying to contact her by placing a book at her coffee table that was not there or something like that. And she felt it was from him. And then she made the move to, what is it, Alice? I think that's how you say it. A-L-L-A-S, Alice. Is that even how you spell it? Alice, Milwaukee. And she did that because she wanted to live right down the street from the grandma, from where grandma used to live, where he used to live with grandma. And now she takes a stroll through that house a lot. And some of this stuff was familiar to the drama series, and a lot of this stuff wasn't. Like where the grandma lives, from the way she showed it, there was no driveway, and in the series there's a driveway. I know that's neither here or there, but it kind of makes you think about, like, like what's, you know, something's not right here. But it is the house though. And then apparently there's a park across the street from the house. And it looks like a really nice neighborhood. And the park looked really nice, but there was no path like to go walking or playground equipment like for kids to go play. There were no trash cans around. So I'm kind of like, are we sure that's a park and not just like an empty wooded area with trees? I don't know. Here's my thing though, like, while she's walking, she can walk, I guess, from where she lives all the way down to the grandma's house. She don't even have to take her vehicle if she doesn't want to. She would find empty cigarette cartons or is it a pack of cigarettes? Emptied of Newport. And apparently Jeff liked smoking those a lot, and she felt that was his sign that he was near or there or with her. And that's what I mean about how when she says Jeff, it's like very intimate because she's not part of his family. I know his family might have referred to him as Jeff, like dad, mom, stepmom, grandma, maybe even brother. I don't know. They really don't mention the brother much. I wonder if they even had a relationship at all, because mom took him away with her when they moved out. But she will talk, she will say things like, I'm just really shocked by her demeanor. That's why I'm like having trouble putting it together. But she would be like, oh yeah, and Jeff, I think would really like this, and I really feel like he would really would love to be here right now and experience this right now, and I was like, what? I think she also mentioned that she's not a psychic or a medium, or she's not into tarot. I don't think she's ever communicated with him with a Ouija board or anything like that. Like, I really think she genuinely feels that Jeffrey Dahmer is connecting with her and communicating to her. She showed the bar as well that was near the grandma's house where he would frequent a lot, right? Because he was an alcoholic, and allegedly. And he would go there a lot to buy his alcohol and then walk back to his grandma's. She also went to the Ambassador Hotel, where she says he took a lot of his dates, and it was room 507, I believe. But then she said she stayed in room 517 because 507 doesn't exist anymore, or it's being renovated. That's the part where I was kind of lost. But she did stay in the room that he stayed in. And then she says that there was blood on the floor, on the carpet, that was still there. And some by the entrance of the bathroom, some splatter. Here's the thing though, I find that really hard to believe, because he stayed there back like in 87. You're telling me that all this time that carpet was never replaced and that room was never painted and sanitized and cleaned off, or even better, not exist at all? Everything, get it out of there. Let's just close it up, or let's make it a room for storage or something. Like, why are we still having this room there? apparently she's not the only one that has stayed there. There's been other people that have gone to stay there. They'll do a seance. They'll do the Ouija board. You know, I wish I could find those videos. I would like to see like what info they got, because I like that paranormal stuff. And then of course I'm freaking out at night and not able to sleep, but I like it. And anyhow, she didn't do any of that. She decided, nope, I'm not going to do nothing of that. You know, I'm just here for this. She was uncomfortable in setting her stuff on the chair that was there. I believe that was his chair. He would sit there a lot. Now that I think back about it, on it, I mean, maybe they did keep all this stuff there just in case, so they can make money from renting that room out, because they knew people would want to stay there. However, I'm thinking, what about the bed? Is it the same bed? You know, like, did they at least replace the bed? Please say so. You know, that would be really freaky. That would be way too freaky. I have to say yes. They had to have. There's no way they would have kept the same mattresses, right, from back then. They wouldn't be good by this time, you know. But anyway, she also does videos with music. She'll insert some music and it'll show like pictures of him or a video of him when he was in court, walking in and out of court, you know. And I think there's one even that she has from when he was a child. And the music that she puts in there, it's very sentimental music. It's almost like if he was a good person. I'm not, God, how do I say this? I will say he was troubled. As a child, he was a troubled child. I'm not going to say he was bad, because, I mean, children are usually troubled, right? They need help. They're having these episodes, these feelings, these emotions. So I'll say as a troubled child, you know, and she'll put music in there. She'll insert some music, and it's all very sentimental. From all her videos and the way she talks about him, I'm not sure where her feelings are. I don't know if she's doing this to connect with him to get a message out, or if she feels compassion for him, or if she's in love with him. And in my opinion, only in my opinion, allegedly, right, I feel like it's all three. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is the comment section that I was reading from her videos. There is someone there, and I'm going to refer them as to someone because I don't know if they're male or female. You know, nowadays you put a female picture and it's actually a male. I have no idea. So there is someone there that actually said that they have his name tattooed on their body. The full name. Another person said that they felt really bad for him. That they saw the series also and they feel really sad for him. There was no talk from any of the comments from her subscribers, or not even members, no, subscribers, right? Because I don't think she's monetized. Not one of them in the comments ever mentioned feeling bad about the victims. They all mentioned only feeling bad for Jeffrey. I'm having a lot of trouble calling him Jeff, because again, I feel like that's just too much of close. I don't feel it. You know, I'm just going to call him Jeffrey. Yeah, but not one mention, I feel bad for him, I feel bad for the victims, this was just a horrible situation. No, it was just bad for Jeffrey. I feel bad for Jeffrey. And nobody cared for Jeffrey. And poor Jeffrey, you know? And then there was one comment that I came across where he said, or they said, that they felt a very strong connection to John Wayne Gacy. And this channel creator hearts it. Now, if you know who John Wayne Gacy is, he was just as bad as Jeffrey. Why would you even want to have... Oh, God. I can't even imagine. That's horrible. How can you even admit that? If in my opinion, again, I feel like if you feel that way, you should go seek help. I'm serious. Like, I'm not even joking right now. I'm not making light of the situation. Please seek psychological help. You really need it. You need help. Oh my God, you really need help. Both of you, actually. The creator and that person that said that. You know, I would feel differently if she said she was a medium and she was contacted by him and there was a message that he's trying to tell the world, or she does those, what do you call those, where they talk through the speaker, like Candace Starr does. Okay, that would be different. Oh, okay, but they wouldn't be saying, oh, you know, I have this connection with Jeff. You know, it would be so different. I would look at it differently. But no, both of them. Sorry, you all. I'm almost speechless to even talk about this person. It's not normal. It's not normal behavior to be this way. And the other shocking part is that this person, this creator, she's got like 2.6 thousand subscribers. Huh? I mean, it kind of makes you wonder, what kind of world are we living in? You know, like, are we safe in this world? Obviously not. I mean, we know that, right? But your subscribers, like, yeah, be very wary of your subscribers. You know, WTH. And I was watching the victims' testimonies. You can still find them on YouTube. I was watching that. I was watching his lawyer question him. Well, not him, I'm sorry. The victims. And it was hard to listen to. Like, if you listen to the victim's testimony, I don't understand how from that you can go back and be like, oh, I felt so bad for Jeffrey. See, the series wanted to portray him as a victim himself. And I agree to a certain degree, right? I agree with that. But, okay, let me go ahead and just touch on that, because I was going to move on to something else. But I agree that he was a victim himself because of the way he grew up. He was very neglected by both parents. He was already having some mental issues. He was deprived of any help for those mental issues because the parents were too busy arguing with each other. And I don't know if Lionel was having an affair on the wife, but the mom was already having her own mental issues and mental breakdowns. And in the series, they said she had postpartum depression. I don't think that's what it was. I know it's possible, but I don't think that's what it was. I think the mom was she had issues. And if she did have a job working with women that were abused, I think she was given some kind of position, a full-time position, that should have never happened. She should have never been given that position. She abandoned one of her children that was still in high school, and she wasn't mentally stable. How are you going to give her a position like that? Like, I don't understand that part, if that part is true. Now, the father, apparently, mom said that he was at the hotel with some girl, right? Some lady, who later comes out to be Sherry, right? I think that was her name. I'm so bad with names, you all, but anyhow, so the dad didn't care, and I saw some narcissistic characteristics in the dad and in Jeffrey, to where they enjoyed attention. And I noticed that, well, I'm going by the series right now at this moment, okay? I noticed that in the series, when Jeffrey got attention for doing something bad, he felt acknowledged, and he liked that attention. Or maybe that's what I'm confusing. Maybe he wasn't narcissistic. Maybe he just loved being acknowledged. Whereas the dad was narcissistic. He thought, oh, I can write a book and make some money here. The dad was just very opportunistic, very narcissist. He was just so full of himself that he didn't even see his son right in front of him and what was going on. And the fact that the dad taught him how to do taxidermy and collect roadkill, no, that's very traumatizing for a child. Please don't do something like that with your child. Wait till they get way older and that they're stable. Then go ahead and, hey, son, would you be interested in what I do? Let me show you what I do. And at that point, they could be like, oh, yeah, this is pretty cool. Or, no, I don't think so, Dad. Like, no, thank you. But to bring up your child like that, you just gave your child a whole bunch of ideas, and you made him not feel anymore. And therefore, he didn't see other humans as humans. He saw them as roadkill. My opinion only. But here's my thing. When I say that I can agree that he was a victim, yes. However, there are many victims out here in the world. There are victims of SA, of CA, and DV, But nobody, not everybody, I mean, grows up to be the same monster that they encountered. So the fact that Jeffrey did, there was definitely something more there. He took it way beyond. However, when it came to court, he was found sane. I don't know if back then, I didn't go that far in such a short time, whether they did any tests on him like they would now. But they found him mentally sane. So as I go further into this, I'm going to see some more videos tonight and stuff. And then maybe I'll do a part 2 because here comes my child right now. So I love you all. Enjoy your Friday. And I will talk to you all again soon.